It is 8 a.m. on Friday, July 22nd, 2022. Mac has been feeding the plant for an hour now. The oversized rocks come down this chute, and as you can see, there aren't many coming down it, and that's the way we want it. We want the scrubber to break it up so that everything will go into this lower trommel. Everything's working beautifully now. The jigs are jigging fine. Our water flow is about right. Mac has the feed rate figured out. He just trickles it in. We don't want to overwhelm. We don't want too much material going past this because we want it to jig. This is pulsating up and down, and we want the diamonds to drop to the bottom. I don't know if you can see my hand pulsing, but we want the diamonds to drop to the bottom, not everything just wash over the top and flush it out of here. We're not here just washing rocks. We're trying to catch diamonds. So, here's our return water pond. I showed you the supply water pond in the last video. We don't usually have limbs floating in it, but we had a storm last night that brought over 3 inches of rain and with it some wind. But I'm looking for volunteers to jump in and fish those out of there, and maybe I can get them a little later. But I'll stand back so maybe you can hear me. But my whole plan for removing the sluice and adding the rock crusher and the gravel pump was so that this would just run automatic, and all I would have to do is turn it on and watch it work and kind of regulate Mac on the feed rate. We got a little too much in here earlier, and I just had him back off, and then we were fine. Nothing choked or plugged up or anything. I think the best use of my time, since everything is running so smoothly on its own that even a caveman could do this, that's good, because I've got the job. If I stand here and watch for jasper, now all of this is volcanic laterite, and we do want to buzz that from the pool. But these jaspers are sedimentary rock and will not have a diamond in it, so we don't want to crush it. We don't want to mess up our gravel pump. Those jaspers can get in the impeller. So I'll just stand here and pick the jaspers out. Fortunately, there are not many. It's running really smooth. I couldn't be happier. We've got a great feed rate. The rock crusher is keeping up. The gravel pump is working fine. After it crushes, the gravel pump sends it up this green hose and back into the top. Oh, I realized one other benefit this morning to having the gravel pump I did not expect. We used to have a lot of water leaking out of this spot right here, and there was nothing I could do about it. I tried a lot of things, as you might be able to tell, but water used to splash out of there. Well, now not much does. I rigged up a thing to catch anything that would splash out, and I didn't want to miss gravel or a diamond or anything. Well, I guess since the gravel pump is pumping water in there so hard, it goes down the chute and throws it back into the scrubber, and we don't have so much water right here at this point where there's a rotating drum and a stationary piece of equipment. That's where it was leaking. Well, now everything kind of blows past that point instead of trickling down to it. So it's really not leaking, and that is great. I did not have that benefit in mind when I planned this rock crusher and gravel pump, but so things are working out better than expected, and I'm really pleased it's running on its own, and we're getting the volume done today. The last 2 times we ran, it was just kind of a test of the new equipment, and we were trying to, make sure we had the rock crusher adjusted right, and anyway, everything's working real smooth now. The gravel pump hasn't choked, and keeping up, and I couldn't be happier with the way things have turned out. So we've got plenty of water to wash with now, and we've got ore, and Mac is bringing another load. He's keeping track of how many that